Hey, my name's Alex, and today we're going to look at a few mobility warm-ups for the ankles and feet. I have a more detailed video with a little more explanation about these exercises, but this is just a quick reference guide for people who want to get a little bit of a reminder for something that they like to do on a regular basis. So we're going to get started with just a few rotations, stretches, and some basic mobility stuff for the ankle. So couple of different positions that you can do this in. One, you can cross one leg over the other like this. I find this more comfortable. Some people are uncomfortable crossing their legs. In that case, you can just leave this leg extended and have your other leg that you're working on crossed over. Now you want to make sure that you're not putting your ankle joint on your leg. You don't want that to be supported because we're trying to get full range of motion out of that. So make sure that your leg is on your thigh and that your ankle is hanging over the edge. So let's get started. So we're going to start off in the sitting position here, and what I'm going to do first is hold my leg and hold my foot, and I'm going to rotate. So I'm trying to keep my leg limp. I'm not using my leg muscles to create this rotation. And I'm trying to use my hand to move my foot in its full range of motion. That's why I'm going very slow. I don't want to skip even a degree of the angle of rotation that I can potentially get into. When I'm going quickly, I'll tend to skip through the ranges of motion that are unfamiliar for my nervous system, and I'll only go into the patterns that I have strong familiarity in. If you do it like that, then you're not going to get very much benefit in uncovering new ranges of motion and preparing them to take on loads. So you can just do this a few times in each direction. 3 or 4 times in each direction is good. And then the next thing we're going to do is just stretching and flexing. So still holding the leg with that foot, and you're going to kind of cup the toes and the end of the foot with your other hand. From here, I'm thinking what I'm going to do is almost push my leg away with the supporting hand, and then with that active hand, I'm going to pull my toes and my foot back. So I'm creating this plantar flexion in my leg. If I just pull, then it's going to move my legs. So this hand is here to stop my leg from moving so that I can get all of that stretch in the top of the foot and ankle. And again, you can hold these for 3 deep breaths. If you're doing this not as a warm-up before exercise, you can hold it for as long as 2 minutes. Good thing to do on an off day that you're not doing any workouts. It's also a really good warm-up or cool down during a day that you're going to do a session. So next we're going to do dorsiflexion. Dorsiflexion is a little bit different. You're not going to get too much of it because dorsiflexion is meant to hold your entire body weight, but we can still play with the range of motion. What I'm going to do with this is, instead of holding the hand that I was using to hold my leg, that's going to be the active hand. The support, the other hand, is going to hold the heel. So I'm just holding the heel here with the palm of my hand, and then the other hand is going to wrap around the bottom of the foot and toes, right? So this way, the feeling is like you're taking off a really tight shoe. So you're pushing your heel and you're pulling your toes back. And again, you can hold this for 3 deep breaths, or you can hold it for a few minutes. There's a lot of other ways to do dorsiflexion. This is a good way as a general warm-up, but if you're really trying to create more range of motion for dorsiflexion, it's better to do some dedicated stretches for that. So other than the rotation, plantar flexion, dorsiflexion, the other thing I would say is rotate the toes. So grabbing all the toes at once and holding the foot with the opposite hand to stabilize it, you rotate the toes and try to get the most range of motion out of it. Another way that you can do this, you can grab them 2 at a time and rotate them a few times in each direction, and then the big toe by itself. And if you have a lot of extra time, you can always take your toes 1 at a time and rotate them forward and backwards. But I'll let you decide whether you want to do them all at once, a couple at a time, or 1 at a time. Let's try the other side just to get a good feel for it. I won't explain quite as much, I'm just going to run through it. So you can grab your foot, grab your ankle, make sure that you're supporting with one hand and active with the other hand, rotating a few times in each direction. Then continuing to hold and plantar flexion, pushing the leg with the other hand to counter the pull of the plantar flexion. And then dorsiflexion, holding the toes, holding the heel, the movement of taking a tight shoe off, and you want to hold it for about 3 deep breaths. And then next, the toes, you can rotate them, holding the foot to support, holding the toes, and rotating in each direction a few times. Again, you can do them all at once, you can do 2 at a time, or you can do them one by one. It's up to you. But that's a quick routine, good one to do if you're about to go for a run, if you're about to get some training in. If you just wake up in the morning and you want to make sure that your feet are ready to go and take on the day, this is a really good warm-up. Thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you found the video useful, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Take care.